Welcome back to the Alchemist Babe podcast. I am your host, Dakota, and today we are talking about 2026, which is just around the corner. In light of that, we're going to chat about kind of setting vision for the next year, what the next year looks like, talking a bit about spirituality, astrological, numerology, because you guys know I love that stuff, but also kind of how do you set your intentions going into the next year and different things that I personally am doing to help me set myself up as best as possible for 2026, giving myself grace also as being a mom with two under two and not putting so much pressure on myself to achieve anything like absolutely absurd. And just like recognizing the seasons that I'm in, the seasons that I'm going to change into, like I'm talking about in other episodes. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited about this. And if you haven't set intentions or if you haven't really thought about 2026, now is a great time. So with that being said, let's dive into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about is kind of numerology and astrology going into 2026. So first off, 2025, the year that we're currently in, is numerology is a 9. 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. 9 is a very completion energy. Okay, it's like lots of lessons. It could have been a tough year. You're also in the energy of the snake. Astrologically, this is the snake year, which as a snake they shed their skin, right? So maybe this by the end of this year you might feel like a whole new person than you were, at the start of the year, that you really found your spark again, or you just have a lot more clarity and vision for the person that you are, and where you want to go, the goals that you want to have. Like you're starting to understand a lot more of what this next year you want to look like. It's honestly, it's a lot of times it's the feeling. Like you just feel different. Like you feel more aligned. You feel like you've really woken up this year. You really let go of all the baggage and the shit that was holding you back. Maybe the people, the habits, maybe you've pivoted in your business. Maybe you've pivoted in your life. Maybe you've moved. Maybe you've started a family. Like you probably could have had some big changes, right? And now going into 2026, which is the energy of 10, right? 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10, which is one energy. It's a very beginner energy, but it's also a horse here. And horses are very go, go, go. They're big. They run fast. They want to achieve things. So that is the energy that we're diving into. You've just shed off all the shit that doesn't matter and that isn't important and that doesn't align with you anymore. And now we're going to run into this next year as a new beginning, starting new, but starting with a lot of momentum. Okay. So I hope that kind of makes sense and can set the foundation for your goals and things that you're looking to achieve in this next year. Now, what I usually do every single year, and what I'm specifically doing this year, is I'm actually having I'm not having, it's not being at my house, but we are doing a vision board creating, which I usually do by myself. But this year I'm actually doing with a couple of my girlfriends, my sister-in-laws, and I think one of their friends, but we're spending the evening and doing vision boards, which if you've never done one before, I so much recommend it because it's so much fun. It feels like you're shopping on Amazon, but you're shopping for the universe, which I've said in different episodes on manifesting. When you place an order online, it's not like you're waiting for that order to come in. You're checking it every single day. You're panicking. You're calling, being I don't know if it's actually shipped yet. Can you make sure? No. You just trust that order is going to come in. So think of this vision board creating as the exact same thing, where you're just placing orders in the universe for what you want this upcoming year. Now, something I will say that I have done in the past is I have put on my vision boards just random things from magazines, and I don't think I really put enough intention into it. It would just be random shit, and also things that honestly wasn't very aligned with me, and my nervous system didn't even feel safe receiving, which I know we talked a bit about nervous system regulation, but if your nervous system doesn't feel safe with something, it doesn't feel that even that thing is possible, you're not going to achieve it. So if I'm trying to manifest $1 million house, but my nervous system doesn't even feel safe having 10K months or even $1,000 a month for my business, the odds of me actually getting that $1 million house by the end of the year is pretty slim to none, unless I'm actively doing the nervous system work. So in the past, I've just thrown a bunch of stuff on my vision boards that honestly I didn't even feel safe having, and a lot of the stuff I didn't even receive. Most of the stuff I didn't receive because it would be just random things from a magazine. I do not recommend this. Over the past year, I've really pivoted the vision board building, and I do one for my phone as well that I get to look at every single day. But now I'm picking specific things that truly aligned to me, and they're not just about money, which I think if you're like me, the Taurus energy, we like our money, but it can be a big focus, and almost we put too much focus on it, too much pressure. And then we feel anxious and we feel all this pressure to achieve that wealth status that we end up pushing it away. Okay. So instead of just like putting all these things on your vision board that cost something, if you're somebody like me, this is what I recommend doing. That is like, the $1 million house, the brand new car, the like new this, new that, like when you see it, all you think is a price tag. This is what we're going to pivot out of. I want you to make different categories for your year and think of things outside of just wealth building. Like, do you want to have flowers on your table more often? Do you want to just like have a full fridge of fruits and vegetables and like quality food? Do you want to take more walks in the year? Like, look at things that the dollar value doesn't matter, that there is no dollar value attached to it when you look at it. So, recently this past year, I put like a full freezer. Like, I had a stand-up freezer and the freezer was full, and that's really what I wanted. And then by the end of the year, we ended up doing a bunch of meal prep. We purchased half a cow. Like, our freezer was full and it's exactly what I wanted. And we actually got the stand-up freezer. It's something that's outside of business, that there's no pressure there to achieve it, so it's easier to bring into your life. Do you want to take more baths and have more self-care time? Do you want to like put a picture on there? If you're somebody that drinks your coffee every single morning and like it's a cozy vibe, put a picture of that on there. Put the bath, put the bubbles, put the flowers, put things that aren't just like super extravagant, which is what I used to do and what I'm not doing this year. This year is so much more intentional, like truly picturing out my 2026 in the things that I want to achieve and like the life that I want to live and the vibe that I'm bringing into that life. I also put in there, like I'm going to put in, I have like the stuff I need to print out and put together, but like lots of pictures of family, because I want to do more family things and value family. That's something else to do. The next thing I want to say is do some journaling, do some reflecting of this past year, and also reflecting and writing out for the next year to come. Like, ask yourself questions on what went well this past year. What are you proud of yourself for? What did you do that you didn't think you were going to do? What has been holding you back? What's something that you really wanted to do but you held back on? What is things that you really wanted to let go but maybe you didn't let go of? What are things that you did let go of that you've been wanting to let go of? What was the best lesson that you learned? Like, start journaling and reflect all of these things out of like the past year that you've had. What did you want to achieve that you did, that you want to achieve but just was way too far, you didn't end up achieving it? What are your biggest wins, right? And then journaling into going to next year, picking out the goals that you want to achieve, whether you want to do them quarterly or halfway through the year, what you want to have done, goals for the entirety of the year. But even more specific than that, goals for your family, goals for your health, got financial goals, goals for how many steps you want to take in the day. Like make them into different categories in your finances, in your health, in your mental. Maybe there's new things that you want to try. Really write this stuff out. Also, write a letter to yourself, or write as the future version of yourself. I recommend maybe meditating a little bit before this, just to get yourself in the zone, and ask while you're meditating to really bring in that next level version of yourself that has achieved all of those things, so that you can truly write as her. And then write out like what it feels like at the end of the year, knowing that you've achieved all of that. You really, really focus on the feeling state, because the feelings are your emotions or energy in motion. That's what's going to put you into that frequency to vibrate at that level of the woman and person that has that stuff, and allow you to receive all of those things in. How does it feel as her that is driving the car? How does it feel as her when you have the command start now? How does it feel every single time when you put the flower bouquet on your table? I keep saying that because I'm looking at the flowers that I just got yesterday. How does it feel knowing that you've taken care of yourself all year and you've taken the self-care, you did the baths, you did the journaling, you read the books that you wanted to read, you took care of your health. How did it feel every day when you were prepping the vegetables and the fruits and the quality foods that you ate? How did it feel when you were eating those foods? Like, really write out all of this stuff and save that paper so at the end of the year you can reread it to yourself. Read it throughout the year even, which is even better, because then every time you read it, you like put yourself back into that feeling state of already having it. And that is a key part of manifesting and creating the life that you want. So these are just a few of the things that I personally am doing this year before going into 2026. Be doing them this upcoming weekend. I'm going to create the vision board that I'm going to hang up in the house. Then I get to look at it all the time. I'm going to write the letter, but I am also doing a vision board for my phone. That's going to be the phone wallpaper that I get to look at every single day throughout the year. And then I can compare with like what I've achieved, what I'm receiving, and help my nervous system feel safe, which I know we're going to talk about in future episodes on tips and tricks to keep your nervous system safe in all of these new things that you're wanting to bring in, and how can you achieve them, and because everything truly boils down to your nervous system feeling safe. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I look forward to, and I pray that you get all the things that you want to achieve this upcoming year, and I'll see you in the next episode.